So here I am, and here I was going to a Barnes & Noble with my sister, when lo and behold, I find this. It is what it is, actually. It's not a fan-based book. This is actually canon. It's a field manual for Ronald Red Daniels, ironically. I'm not going to read the full thing because, again, anyone who buys or anyone who sees this book should definitely get it. It gives you some insight. So I'm only going to read the things that pertain to the mental notes that Daniels makes. We got some nice little cover or concept art here. I want you to join the U.S. Army. Nearest recruiting station. First registration certificate, Ronald. First name, Daniels. Age, 19. Height, 5'11". Born, 1925. Place of residence, Longview, Texas. We got some more propaganda. And it says, this one kind of looks like Turner. And the Fight for Freedom ones, I think these are actually real. So now we're going to read, I'm sorry, I'm like really moving a lot today. June 1944. My dear Hazel, been thinking about you nonstop. Tomorrow's a big day. Maybe one of the biggest. The invasion we're going to be a part of will change history. I can't go into details, but by the time you get this, you'll know. The whole world will know. The men are all excited, anxious, and yeah, scared, though most of them would never admit it. I'm lucky, though. I've got some good guys in my platoon. Me and this one private, a Jewish kid named Zussman, really hit it off. You'd like him. He's from the big city, Chicago, but he's down to earth. This other guy, Aiello, he's a vet and ready to take on all of Berlin by himself. And then there's Styles, I don't know what his name is. He gets picked on a lot, but he's real smart. And boy, does he have an eye for pictures. He takes some of the most amazing photos. Our Lieutenant, Turner, makes us feel like we can do anything. He gives us respect, all of us. Not like Pearson, our platoon sergeant. I swear, sometimes he's scarier than the Krauts. But don't you worry, nothing is going to keep me down. Look in on Pa every now and then, and again, will you? This may be my last chance to write for a little while, but you're never be far from my thought. I've never heard it phrased that way before. Tomorrow, I'm going to make everyone proud. You'll see. We're going to get it done. I love you and miss you. Stay strong. Love, Red. So then we got... Oh, shit. Again, I'm not going to read everything. I'm only going to read... I'm not even going to read the full introduction part, even if there are notes to it. I'm only going to read the later parts that make it. So I'm just going to read the bottom phrase right here. In the end, this war will be won by all of the brave, selfless souls who answer the call of duty. And he replies with, time to take the fight to the Krauts. Ah, man, shit, I'm like really need to pee. So now we got a bunch of timelined events. Oh, for fuck's sake. I really hate when this happens. Every time I want to record something, I have terrible timing. Anyway, January 30th, 1933, the Nazi Party assumes power. They assume a lot of things, he says. We push further forward into June 15th to 16th of 1940. Soviet Union takes Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. He replies with, this is a place? Yeah, it is. June 22nd, 1941. Axis powers attack the Soviet Union with over 4 million troops. Weren't they on the same side at one point? Yes. Yes, they were. But for whatever reason, Hitler forgot that small detail, and he decided to invade Russia anyways, and failed horribly. December 5th, 1941. Germany abandons attack on Moscow. Should have brought more parkas? I'm not sure what that is. On December 16th, 1941. Rommel begins retreat in North Africa. And take your stupid hat with you. Now, to be fair, that German general, he was not a bad guy. In fact, he was probably one of the best generals and most respectful generals of the entire war. He defied orders that involved any killing of Jews, or prisoners of war for that matter, or mistreatment of POWs, because, again, Geneva Convention rules. And he was allowed to get away with it, though, because he was a national war hero. Because he also was a very bloody, ruthless guy in the First World War. But anyway, November 8th, 1942, U.S. invasion of North Africa begins. I'm sure Pearson's got some stories about North Africa. Good luck getting him to talk, though. Maybe Turner will share. We got some more combat dress in the European theater. He underlines the importance of a soldier's ability to identify both friendly and non-friendly personnel cannot be overstated. As a yellow once told me, if they're shooting at you, they ain't friendly. That's a good reason for it. So I will make the exception by showing this, because I'm sure every person wants to know. So now, there are several types of basic Army combat uniforms. The most common consists of M1937 wool trousers. That stuff itches like nobody's business. Spread-collared M1937 wool shirt, and a 4-button tunic, all of which are olive drab. Footwear includes either Type 1 or Type 2 russet brown. Ain't that a potato? Now this is the United Kingdom and Commonwealth. I don't get this one. Battle dress serge came into use before the war and consists of a short khaki wool serge jacket and high-waisted khaki wool serge pants. The pants have a large map pocket in front close to the left knee, and there is a field dressing pocket near the right front pocket. Ammunition boots are also worn. You shoot 'em from a boot gun, he says. The Royal Air Force wears battle dress in blue-gray, while the Royal Navy wears it in navy blue. Clever. The helmet will normally be a Brodie Pattern Mark II steel helmet. Webbing will also be worn. And webbing was for catching flies. And then he says, also be aware, however, that the German army came into possession of several thousand such uniforms after the invasion of France. So basically, trust no one. Yes, trust no one. Now I'm only going to do one chapter, and then I'm going to break it up, because again, there's a lot of stuff even for me to cover. So here's another one. This one talks about the French resistance. Throughout France, resistance forces are gaining strength. They have begun communication networks. Some have assisted in the escape of Allied soldiers trapped behind enemy lines, and many engaged in guerrilla warfare. Outside of urban environments, the resistance is called the Maquis. Rousseau. So glad she's on our side. Wouldn't want to go against her in combat, or up against her in combat. French resistance member. Again, I'm not reading this whole thing. French resistance members often communicate via coded messages and carrier pigeons, as well as through BBC radio transmissions and underground networks, like songs and poetry. No joke. And he's right. It's actually how many of the French resistance members knew about the D-Day landings, which they needed to know about. Here are the enemy forces, the German Wehrmacht. Here are the German army. Variations of here uniforms exist, but the one early model is called the Heeres Jeanstandzug Modell 1936 or M36. The tunic, also known as a field blouse or Feldbluse, and he says, is a gray-green that is also known as field gray, and is made of wool, as opposed to a city blouse, because he says field blouse. Footwear consists of either jack boots or ankle boots and Gamaschen, type of German gaiter. Gaiter skin boots? It's not spelt gator, though, like Gator. Sorry. Now, I don't know why this one's mentioned, because we don't see either forces. It mentions the Kriegsmarine and the Luftwaffe, except you don't see either in the entire game. So, I don't know why this would be included in the book, but, well. Alright, so this is now going into the weapons of war. I'm actually just going to see how many pages there are, because there's a lot. I think... Yeah, there's a lot of... Oh my god, there's a lot of weapons. Yeah, I might just save that for another part, because at this rate, it looks like they're going to be taking up the entire book. Like, this is how many... Like, how many pages I'm holding right now in my hand, and they're all just, like, yeah, this alone would be its own chapter. So yeah, when I get a chance, I will do that. I'm Captain Alex Mason, and I'll see you guys next time.